our security. At the inquiry, the KCs, barristers for the Chinese applicants, said there's no issues, it's all fine, we are just scaremongering. You tell me if we're scaremongering, or you tell me that is what they do. That's what they do, don't they? They frighten us and they take control of our lives, and we don't want that. Yeah? Yeah. So no mega embassy.
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 No mega
Now everybody, no mega embassy.
No mega embassy.
Okay, fantastic. We're concerned about the safety and security, not just from people coming onto our land if they think something's going wrong, but also about terrorist attacks. They tell us there's not a problem. Everybody loves the Chinese. There's no, in the embassy and the CCP, there's no issues. We know there are issues. These people here can tell you there are issues. They tell us no issues, but they're then putting bollards up, whereby they are making the residents as the first line of defence, and in issues that crop up, we will be the ones that suffer, and they will be protected. They completely ignore that, and unfortunately we are still very concerned. So I'm saying to you again, we want no mega embassy. I'd like to thank everybody who's helped us and gave us support in this fight. We will not give up this fight. We will not give up this fight. And I thank you all for your support in this. No mega embassy. No mega embassy. No mega embassy. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mark. And we have another local resident who would like to speak. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Yes, it's all right. No mega embassy!
No mega embassy.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I'm a resident from the Royal Mint Estate that runs parallel to the estate that Mark lives on Royal Mint Court. We are really concerned about security, terrorist attacks, being monitored. It's absolutely a disgrace. We went to the hearing and nothing that was said at that hearing allays our fears or our worries about what is going to happen. Mark and even the people in St Mary Grace's Court, in St Catherine's Dock, in Wapping, they all stand with us on not wanting this embassy in this position. It's totally the wrong place. Totally. It should not be here. They need to find somewhere else. This is a resident area. We have a peaceful community here in Tower Hamlets, which is 40% Muslim. They are not taking kindly to this embassy wanting to be here. We stand with all of you. We're behind you in everything you do. We are totally against it. Please, let us all stand together and fight this to the end.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we're happy to have the local residents' support. No mega embassy!
No mega embassy.
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 And also today we got our Ukrainian activist support. So now we are going to welcome the Ukrainian activists.
跟住落嚟咧就係有烏克蘭。
My folks, so just we rise again, my friends. All together, we will win.
All together we will win.
All together, we will win.
All together we will win.
All together we will win.
All together we will win.
Stop the CCP.
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 World, wake up.
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 Once again, we stand here in front of this castle. It does not at all look like an embassy to me, my friends. I'm sure you will agree. 7-meter walls. Who needs this on an embassy? I tell you who. A criminal regime who plans to hide behind walls and commit the worst atrocities known to mankind. And atrocities they have committed many. What they have done to the Uyghurs is absolutely ridiculous. My friends, they are hiding that. They're trying their best to not show it to the rest of the world because it is within the borders of China. They can't get away with this. Well, if this becomes their embassy, this will officially be almost as if it were a piece of land taken from China. They will have jurisdiction here. How is the United Kingdom supposed to unroot the CCP from here if they allow them to fester?
They won't.
Exactly. It will be impossible.
Yeah.
Now, my friends, there are many reasons for which it is possible that certain individuals decided to give the thumbs up to this atrocious project. One of them is very easy to guess: money. The CCP has lots of it. But we should look into history. We should look at what the CCP has done before. Look how they funded projects all over the world. Look what happened in Sri Lanka when they got the government in deep debt, and then the people rose up because they could take it no longer. Do we want such a thing here? No. No, indeed. And those who think that they are going to gain something by becoming allies of the CCP, they will not see a penny of that promised money. They will only see the suffering that they themselves have caused. We must not allow that to happen. But there is a second reason that needs to be spoken about, my friends. And that reason is disunity within the free world. Disunity within the West. Look what's going on in terms of politics nowadays. My friends, I am emotional about the situation. I apologize, but it's difficult not to be. The free world is eating itself apart. They're demanding apologies. They're demanding bootlicking in front of the rest of the free world. What kind of a leader demands another leader to keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you? What kind of a leader puts tariffs on its closest allies? Absolutely atrocious, my friends. For Taiwan, of all places, to be hit with tariffs, Taiwan, the first target that the CCP will try to take over if they decide to start doing an actually aggressive takeover. Ridiculous, my friends. We cannot allow that to happen. Taiwan needs to be fortified and it needs to be defended. And those assurances need to be absolute. But that does not mean we should forget about the people who are at this moment suffering the control of the CCP. Should always remember the people of Hong Kong, the Uyghurs, the Tibetans, and many other ethnic minorities within China who are being oppressed by the CCP. We need to know their stories. We need to know what they've been through. Because, my friends, if the CCP continues to expand around this world with their soft power, the hard power will not be far behind. As a Ukrainian, my friends, today I'd like to perhaps show you a slightly different perspective of the CCP. And that is their colonialism in Russia. Right now, Russia is a colony of the CCP. Right now, Russia does the bidding of Xi Jinping in Europe. And make no mistake, it's not just Russia. Look what's going on in Hungary. The CCP police can do as they please in Hungary. If somebody sanctioned by the CCP goes to Hungary, the CCP can capture them there. Do we want such a situation here in London? Do we want no place in the world to be safe from the CCP? No indeed, my friends. Thank you, my friend. No indeed, we do not want that. So my message today, my friends, once again, as these gentlemen who spoke before me, MPs, have spoken also, my message today is unity. Unity with all the different people on this earth who share the same values, the same desire for human rights, for freedom of speech, for basic decency in their existence. Rights that the CCP sees as trash. Rights that Russia is physically attacking as we speak. Rights that Trojan horses like Hungary allow to be dilapidated beyond recognition. And what next? After we accept this money for this fortress to be built here? Or nay, it is not us, is it? It is the politicians who will accept that money. It will not go to the pocket of your average Brit. It will go to the pocket of the politicians. We must put as much pressure as possible so that they do not feel like they will get away with this. So that they will know that there will be consequences to their actions. We will make sure to remember what they have done, and we will make sure to hold them all accountable. Lastly, my friends, I'd like to thank you very much for allowing me to have this speech here, to be able to converse with you, to spread our message, and to also echo your message. As we are all in the same boat right now, now that the free world has been showing cracks of this unity, now is our time to once again try to unite it, to try our best to make sure the politicians see we will not stand idle as they attack their closest allies for personal gain, as they allow CCP money within their pockets in exchange of the dilapidations of the rights of their people. We will not be silent, we will speak as long as we have our voice. I'd like to thank my friend Jay, the founder of Freedom Card, an organization that defends the rights of the people of Hong Kong. And my friends, I'd like to let you know that you're always welcome. Just like many Ukrainians have come here today, you're always welcome to join us also. Because your fight is our fight, and your victory is our victory. So feel free to join us at 10 Downing Street on Wednesdays at 6 and Sundays at 3. If you like, we will always let you have your own words spoken there too. Because it's very important that everybody in the world sees that we are not in a local struggle. We are in a global struggle between the free world and the enslaved world. And people do not have the luxury to stay on the sidelines and say I'm not involved and say I'm not a politician. When the boot of the CCP comes crashing into your throat, it will be far too late. Now is the time to speak. I just muted myself there. But indeed, now is the time to speak, my friends. And it's truly, this situation can be compared to a metaphor. A man comes with a knife and puts it to your throat. And he says, I'm not going to cut you. And you say, well, why do you have this knife at my throat? And then he says, when you see blood, then you know that I'm up to no good. Then you can stop me. Well, my friends, when you see blood, when blood starts flowing, it will be too late. Now is the time. All together, we will win.
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 Stop the CCP.
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 Thank you.
喂，大家，我哋今日行動唔係企喺度，我哋而家大家一齊企出去，行出去，我哋真係企喺度，我哋唔會令到佢唔開嘅，我哋係正義一方，我哋都記嘅話，呢個世界冇公義，我哋一齊行出去，快啲，一齊行出去
Fight for freedom, start with Ukraine.
All together we will win.
All together, we will win.
All together we will win.
All together, we will win.
Fight for freedom.
Fight for freedom.
Fight for freedom.
Fight for freedom.
Okay, and we have another Ukrainian activist today for the speech.
Hello, my name is Ayman and I am from Donetsk, Ukraine. I have been refugee in UK for the last 5 years. I am here to speak about colonialism, common colonial history that Russia and China have. I here with 2 flags, Ukrainian flags and flags of Free Chechen Republic of Ichkeria that was destroyed by Russia in Actually, Russia attacked Chechnya when Soviet Union collapsed and Chechnya became independent, just like Ukraine, even before Ukraine. Russia attacked independent Chechnya in 1994, and then the Western governments was thinking that we need just go on compromise with Russia. The same way that they now thinking that they need to compromise with China, with CCP, despite what CCP is doing with Uyghurs, with people of Tibet, with people of Hong Kong. The history is repeating itself. And despite the Chechnya win, first Russian-Chechen war in 1997, when Vladimir Putin came to power, he attacked Chechnya again in 1999 and created authoritarian regime there in Chechnya. In Chechnya, you could be detained, put to prison and tortured just literally for anything, for being true religious Muslim, for being not Sufi, for being atheist, for reading prohibited books, for listening to prohibited music, or just because your child made some joke in social media, or just framed for statistic. The same is going on now with Uyghur people in Eastern Turkestan for the same reasons, and moreover, there is a long history of communication and collaboration between Russian government and occupational government in Eastern Turkestan, CCP occupational government. In 2016, the representative of CCP came to Chechnya, came to occupy Chechnya, to learn from occupying authorities in Chechnya on how to create and how to improve, if you can say improve about torture centers, of how to improve basically concentration camp that they called radicalization camps. CCP and Russian governments working together on framing people terrorists, ordinary Muslims, just framing them terrorists just because they want to hold their territories in Chechnya and in Eastern Turkestan. It's actually a very, very long history. It began with when Soviet Union was created. It began when the CCP was created. Basically, both Soviet authorities and early communists in Asia was promising minorities, religion and ethical minorities the freedom of expression and freedom of faith, and they lied. So the question is, why we all see that they are lying. China's lying, people die. Why UK authorities continue to believe what CCP is saying and what Russia is saying? We are dealing with countries that have colonial politics. They don't understand soft power. They don't understand compromises in communication. They wouldn't see this embassy like symbol of friendship, and after that became nice and good in not in Disney movie. And this is what UK government and people who support idea of creating embassy here need to understand. Just like with Russia, first it was Chechnya, then it was Georgia, it was Syria, then Russia take Crimea and sent to camps, sent to prisons Crimea Tatar people, again Muslim minority, just for speaking against Russian authorities, sometimes in their own homes. They were sent them in prison, they was pushing their children, repeat that they're Russians. They was threatening families. And international community basically was fine with that. And then the full-scale war became in Ukraine. And it's obvious that Russia wouldn't stop on Ukraine, because Russia is saying how terribly Western civilization is. And the same true with China. China wouldn't stop on basically Tibet, Eastern Turkestan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, because we are speaking about imperialistic countries, imperialistic regimes, that is threats also for Western democracies and Western countries. We are speaking about regimes where it's in their schools it's considered to be absolutely normal and cool to speak about supremacy of one nation and supremacy of their ideology, that continue to speak about domination, global domination. We need to make clear, for British people, for local people, that it's also about them. Half of modern generation, my generation in UK, half of them are thinking that if they cared about their countries, they need to speak only about people of their nationality and their race. But it is not British idea. British idea of individual freedom is idea that we need to value freedom of all nations, including people of Tibet, including Uyghur people. Basically, this is the best that we have in modern Britain, that they value individual freedoms and individual rights. And another half of young population, they believe that they're edgy and cool if they're speaking against anything that's considered Western. And so because Chinese CCP are so-called socialists, they couldn't be colonizers. It's not true. It's not true. And if this embassy will be here, people who came to UK as refugees, as political refugees, they wouldn't be safe. So, and if they wouldn't be safe, basically, I think in some way, no one will be safe, because countries like this, countries like China, regimes like this, they're not stopping on persecuting refugees, on persecuting their own. They're going far when they see that someone seems to be weaker. So, we need to unite, and together we will win. And also, we need to remember that some people, despite that it's not so much information about what's going on in China, in territories that are occupied by China, in territories that are occupied by Russia, we need to make clear to people here in UK that it's not because there's nothing terrible is going on. It's because people are literally scared to speak about genocide, about mass torture, mass detention, because they're scared for the life of their loved one, or life of their families. It's happened with Uyghurs, it's happened with Chechens, it happened with people from Hong Kong in some way, and in some way it's happened from people from Ukraine. And we need to speak about it. Thank you very much. And also I want to add that when I was saying that some of my Chechen friends want to be here, and they was specifically saying that they want to show their support for Uyghur people. I mean Fatima Suleimanova, part of United Force movement, Chechen movement, who speak in Council of Europe for rights of Chechen refugees, and also Chechen volunteer battalions that fighting on Ukrainian side, Sheikh Mansour battalion. They fighting on the side of Ukraine against Russian aggression, and they want to show their support to Uyghur people. Yeah.
係，大家好想再提醒一次，大家如果行出咗呢個警方嘅指定示威範圍，係有機會被捕嘅。咁請大家自行衡量風險啦，唔該晒。
No mega embassy! No mega embassy! Fight for freedom! Fight for freedom! Okay, thanks for the Ukrainian groups. And the next one will be the Uyghur group.
No
mega embassy!
派俾即係呢個示威者就話呢個範圍咧就係咁多㗎啦。咁啊呢張紙咧就有
Thank you.
中文
I
咧
am
同埋英
Rahima
文嘅。
Mahmood. I am leading the Stop Uyghur Genocide campaign in the UK.
Okay,
And a heartfelt thank you to all the MPs who joined us and they delivered powerful speeches in support of our cause. Deep gratitude as well to the previous speakers whose words were so poignant and compelling. Dear friends, allies, and defenders of justice, we stand here today in defiance of a brutal regime that has no place expanding its influence on British soil. The Chinese Communist Party is waging a genocide against my people, the Uyghurs. It is committing crimes against humanity against Tibetans, repressing the people of Hong Kong and silencing Chinese dissidents everywhere. And now it seeks to build the largest Chinese embassy in the world, right here in the heart of London. This is not just an embassy. This will be a command center for surveillance, harassment, and transnational repression. We know how the CCP operates. We have seen how its embassies across the world intimidate, threaten, and even coerce exile into returning to China. They use diplomatic spaces as launching pads for espionage, infiltration, and influence operations. This so-called embassy will be a tool of oppression, not diplomacy. For Uyghurs like myself, there is no escape from the CCP's long arm. We have already lost our homeland. We have lost our families. They are now in concentration camps or forced into slavery under China's so-called poverty elevation scheme. We have lost our right to speak, to pray, to exist as a people. Now the Chinese regime wants to extend its reach even further, making it impossible for us to live safely here in the UK. This government must reject this embassy proposal. The UK cannot claim to stand for human rights while handing state-sanctioned criminals a base for repression. A regime that is committing genocide should not grant it such a privilege. It should face justice. As the Labour government has always claimed to stand for human dignity and justice, now is the time to prove it. To the UK government we say, do not betray the values you claim to uphold. To the people of Britain we say, stand with us in stopping this mega embassy before it becomes a mega spying center. To the CCP, we say, you will not silence us. You will not intimidate us. And you will never erase us. We will not be silenced. We will not allow the Chinese government to extend its reach here in the UK. We will continue to fight for freedom, dignity and justice for Uyghurs, for Tibetans, for Hong Kongers and all those who refuse to live under the shadow of tyranny. Together we stand. Together we resist. Together we will win. No mega embassy.
No mega embassy.
No transnational repression.
No transnational repression.
No more appeasement.
No more appeasement.
Thank you.
Thanks our Uyghur colleagues and Uyghur friends. Free Uyghurs!
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 Okay, the next will be from our Tibetan groups. They just have the Uprising Day. 10th of March is the Tibetan Uprising Day. Woo! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet!
Thank you, thank you. Fellow organizers, allies, friends, once again, we are outside the Royal Mint Court to oppose, stop the mega embassy development. This protest is not just about me or you. This is about all of us. Your participation, charm, commitment, resilience have brought us here together. We stand together as one until our goals and demands are fulfilled. As we all know, Metropolitan Police and Tower Hamlets Council both previously opposed the Chinese super embassy plan due to inability to ensure safe protest. Local residents and thousands of British Asians objected it. We are here to prove their first decision was correct. But due to the government interference, CCP pressure, after the Chancellor of Exchequer visit to China, the Metropolitan Police has changed their mind. Their objection has been withdrawn by saying it said has enough space to fit thousands of protesters. On February 8th, during our protest, we have proved it. The roads are closed, brought traffic to a standstill. Surrounding car parks are almost full. Police failed to contain the protesters in the designated protest area. Considerable police presence confirmed residents fear for their safety and security. So the net position of the space can fit 1,000 protesters is wrong. National security is the first duty of the government. The Royal Main Court is not suitable for Chinese mega embassy for security, geopolitical and cyber security reasons. Proposed Chinese embassy development at the Royal Mint Court site pose a grave threat to national security, public security, local community stability in East London. Labour government should prioritize the interests of the British citizen, integrity of London's cultural landscape by rejecting it. CCP will use this embassy for intelligence operation, surveillance, overseas police sessions, activities that could undermine UK sovereignty. Its presence could facilitate intimidation of British Asian citizens, dissidents, human rights defenders, and activity were also creating a hotspot for potential terrorist threat due to arising tension and symbolic nature of such a development. In Belfast, the UK government had breaches of planning regulation with Chinese consulate, yet they claimed diplomatic immunity. Didn't comply with those planning regulations. The UK government can't have one rule for you, another rule for others. We don't want diplomatic immunity and manage Chinese builders in this building. As a Tibetan, situation in Tibet is worsening and deteriorating rapidly under the CCP government. In 2023, watchdog group Freedom House once again rated Tibet the least free country on this earth. Chinese people on aeroplanes, trains, buses, cars are streaming into and out of Tibet in thousands. Tibetans themselves become outsiders in their own land, blocked every movement. On May 14, 1995, His Holiness Dalai Lama recognized a 6-year-old Gundin Chikingima as the 11th Panchen Lama, spiritual leader who traditionally played a vital role in the succession process of Dalai Lama. 3 days after the announcement, government of China abducted the child and his family members still known to machine the Panchen Lama well-being and whereabouts. Since 2009, at least 159 Tibetans inside Tibet burned themselves alive, protest against the Chinese rule of Tibet. China, to build the world's largest hydropower dam on river Yalung Tsangpo in Tibet, raised concerns about displacement of local communities in Tibet, environmental impacts, and downstream in India and Bangladesh. More than 6 decades since its occupation of Tibet began, China in 2023 made a push to replace internationally recognized name Tibet with the Chinese language word Xizang. In 2011, His Holiness Dalai Lama has released a statement by announcing that the decision of whether not to continue the institution of Dalai Lama should be made by the Tibetans and followers of Tibetan Buddhism. Also, His Holiness Dalai Lama mentioned a couple of times that he was in a good health and determined to live more than 100 years old. So only His Holiness Dalai Lama and the Tibetan Buddhist community can decide His Holiness Dalai Lama's succession. The Chinese government has been trying to undermine the Dalai Lama role with the religion. They are calling Dalai Lama as a separatist who blame monks their robes. The CCP obviously they are atheists. They don't believe in the religion. So His Holiness Dalai Lama is the head of spiritual Buddhism. CCP has nothing to do with the His Holiness Dalai Lama succession. So why the CCP is so much concerned preparing Dalai Lama succession right now? However, His Holiness Dalai Lama says in his latest book, Voice for the Voiceless, released on Tuesday, that his successor will be born in free world just outside China. In the past, European Union, some foreign affairs ministers have raised concern about Chinese government violations of religious freedom in Tibet. EU opposed Chinese interference in Dalai Lama's succession. On top of that, government of Netherlands, Belgium, Germany have officially stated that it is up to the Tibetan religious community to select the future Dalai Lama, therefore rejecting China's effort to control succession of respected Tibetan religious leaders. More than 1 million children are separated from their parents, families, culture, language, possibly taking them to the Chinese boarding school. Let me conclude here by saying the CCP mega embassy here, no dictatorship mega embassy here, no authoritarian embassy here. Democracy thrusts people like you stand up for it, injustice cannot go unchallenged. Together with the voice of change, if we do nothing, nothing will change. Thank you everyone for showing up, making your voice heard. Long live His Holiness Dalai Lama! Long live His Holiness Dalai Lama! May peace prevail in Tibet, East Pakistan, Southern Mongolia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Ukraine, and so on. No Chinese embassy here. No Chinese embassy here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Free debate! Free debate!
Free debate!
Thanks the colleagues from Free Debate, the Tibetan group. And the next one, we will invite our local councillor to speak.
Hi everybody, can you hear me? Councillor Peter Gold, London Borough Tower Hamlet. I don't know whether to be pleased or sorry. I'm the only elected person from the London Borough Tower Hamlets to be here today. But I've been here every day during this battle. I've been at every planning meeting, I've been at every committee meeting, I've been at the inquiry, standing up for our people, the people of the East End of London, the people that are so often forgotten, just as, ladies and gentlemen, the Uyghurs are forgotten, the people of Taiwan are forgotten, and the people of Tibet are forgotten. We are the forgotten people from too much of government in this country and world government. This site is extraordinary. In 1348, Edward II paid for a monastery to be built here over the site of over the graves of the first people to be buried from London in the Black Death. The idea of the monastery was that these monks would pray for their eternal souls. So not only do we have the ruins of the monastery here, we have the graves of hundreds and hundreds of Londoners who died in the Black Death. The Chinese government has said there's going to be an exhibition centre. It'll be about 50 feet of the monastery foundations. That's all they'll see. They will burrow right down 60 or 70 feet with enormous walls to build whatever they're going to do in secrecy. Why does China need the largest embassy in Europe here, opposite the City of London, the world's third biggest financial centre? And when I say opposite, look at the grey wall up behind you, because that's the boundary of the city. This is Tower Hamlets, that's the city. Why do they want that gigantic embassy? With the security, with the cables, with the lights, why do they want it here? But there's not only that, what about our people and the problems we've had? When it came to the council meeting, those of us who opposed it were allowed to speak for 3 minutes ago. We discovered that the people from the Royal Mint Estate, social housing, overwhelmingly Bangladeshi, had no opportunity to speak. So a gallant speaker abandoned her speech and delivered the speech that the chair, Mr. Ali, of the Royal Mint Tenants and Residents Association would have delivered. That is what we have been through. But all the time we face the problems. Let us ask another question. How come on the first planning application the police had no comment, but when it came to the meeting last year, the police turned up in full uniform, etc., etc., explaining the problems there would be of maintaining demonstrations, and then suddenly, after Keir Starmer had his telephone call with the President of China, the police suddenly decided there was no problem based on a document that had come to their attention. Now, where had the document come from? It was in the 2022 application, and it was by consultants employed by the government of China. So the police, the Metropolitan Police, withdrew their opposition based on a document produced by the government of China. And look at us today. They threaten people with arrest if we step foot in the road. However, this is the East End of London, so they can do that. However, if we were called Tarquin or Cressida and decided to stop all the traffic on Westminster Bridge in the summer, the Metropolitan Police would be there with water to make sure they weren't upset. That happens day in and day out. It's London's two-tier policing and too much of our nation's two-tier government. It's amazing, absolutely amazing to see the people here today. And incredible to stand with that brave man from Ukraine, whose country is being bombed on a daily basis. We are from Tower Hamlets. We would never allow our Muslim community to be force-fed pork or forced to drink alcohol as Uyghurs are today in China. That is an evil, obscene activity, and that is going on today. For those people. We in the world of the West. We want all the technology that Taiwan produces. We want everything. We want the stuff for our mobile phones. We want the stuff for our technology. But if Taiwan says we need a bit of help on defending our amazing country, everybody shows them their backside, nothing else. And I tell you now, if the Communist Party of China get their hands on Taiwan, well, God help your mobile phones, because everyone will be linked up to China. So, colleagues, so friends, this is an amazing fight. Let's get on with our fight. But it's not only for us in the East End, and believe you me, all my mates are here, we believe the East End is with you. Give them a wave, give them an East End wave. It's a real East End wave. We are with you, and let's say we stand behind Taiwan. We stand behind Tibet. We stand behind the Uyghurs, and we stand behind the Ukrainians. Good luck to you all. Thank you for coming to us, because we will be with you.
Thank you for the local residents' support. No mega embassy. No mega embassy. No mega embassy. No mega embassy. And now it's start for the Hong Kong group. Fight for freedom. Stand with Hong Kong. Fight for freedom.
Stand with Hong Kong.
Fight for freedom.
Stand with Hong Kong.
Okay, we welcome Ben from Hong Kong Watch.
好啦，呢個就 Hong Kong Watch 你都知啦，係跟一隻 Roger 咋。咁就佢一路係為香港人發聲嘅一個英國人。
Free Tibet!
Free Tibet!
Stop the Uyghur genocide!
Stop the Uyghur genocide!
Free China!
Free China!
Stand with Taiwan!
Stand with Taiwan!
Free Myanmar!
Free Myanmar!
Free North Korea!
Free North Korea!
Slava Ukraini!
Slava Ukraini!
And if I may, save Tower Hamlets! As I look out at this amazing crowd and at these incredible flags, the flag of the movement for freedom in Hong Kong, the flag of Tibet, the flag of the Uyghurs, the flag of Taiwan, and our own country's flag, I want to thank you all so much for your courage, for your commitment, for turning out in such large numbers for the second time. And I stand with you to say a mega no to this mega embassy. As we have already heard from several speakers, including the last speaker, this site is an incredibly historic site. This building is a great historic building, and it's across the road from the iconic Tower of London and Tower Bridge. What on earth is our government doing, even thinking about giving this historic site to the Chinese Communist Party? Many of you from Hong Kong, from Tibet, from the Uyghurs, from China, and from other places as well, from Ukraine, and I know we have friends here from Myanmar, you have come to this country because you wanted to escape brutal repressive regimes that are either run by the Chinese Communist Party or fueled and facilitated by the Chinese Communist Party. And you came to this country in search of freedom and security. What is our government doing, even thinking about compromising our values of freedom and our national security with the Chinese Communist Party? And particularly at this time, when I would oppose this mega embassy, this super spy base at any time, but especially now, in the weeks after it has been reported that several Hong Kong activists in this country have either received letters threatening them, or their neighbors have received letters asking their neighbors to hand them over to the Chinese embassy. And we want to give the Chinese Communist Party this mega embassy, this super spy base? No. In a very, very small way, it's nothing compared to what my Hong Kong friends have experienced. But in a small way, I have experienced something of those threatening letters and those intimidatory tactics. I've had anonymous letters at my home. My mother has received anonymous letters at her home, telling her to tell her son to shut up. And as she told me, she gave up many years ago trying that. And the CCP certainly won't succeed in shutting me up.
咁就話咧，如果帶呢一個人呢個通緝嘅人咧去呢個英國嘅中國嘅駐倫敦嘅使館嘅話咧，就會收到咧就100萬嘅懸賞。咁起碼咧就我嘅理解有2到3個咧都收到類似嘅信件嘅，就呢個被通緝嘅人嘅鄰居。
Allow the CCP to occupy this building here. And I
咁
would
就好多人
suggest
擔心咧，呢
that
個
our
超級大
government
使館咧
and
係
indeed
會
the Met
成為一
Police,
個跨境
it
鎮
would be a
壓嘅
better
工
use of their
具，
time if they
包括
devoted
係
their
一個
resources and
間
their
諜
time
嘅場
to
所
fighting
啦，會係一
transnational
個可能
repression, to
係有監
protecting
獄啦喺裏
Hong
邊。
Kongers,
咁
Tibetans,
好多人都
Uyghurs in
講
this
咗話
country,
要搞個
Chinese
咁大
dissidents
嘅大使
and
館嚟做
British
咩咧咁
citizens,
樣？
and less time preventing and limiting people from coming to this protest and allowing and defending freedom of expression and freedom of protest that are the foundational values of our society. I have one last suggestion. In addition to continuing to fight and to ensure that we win and that we defeat this proposed super embassy, I recall that a year or two ago, Tower Hamlets Council considered motions to rename some of the streets around this area. And I don't know if that happened, but I don't think it has been enacted. So I would suggest that whatever happens with this building, and we must make sure that the CCP never sets foot in here as an embassy, but at the same time, let's rename this square Tiananmen Square. Let's rename this street Tibet Avenue. Let's rename that street Hong Kong Road. Let's name that street Uyghur Road. And that would be a better use of our time than even contemplating giving the CCP this embassy. So I stand with you. We'll continue the fight. We'll continue the fight for as long as necessary, and we will continue to say a mega no to this mega embassy and this mega spy base. Thank you.
Thanks for calling for Hong Kong Watch, and next is the Hong Konger from Britain.
I'm Jason Chow from Hong Kongers in Britain. Today, again, Hong Kongers who suffered from CCP repression gather here. When the CCP regime deprived Hong Kongers the freedoms and rights they were promised, Britain offered Hong Kongers a sanctuary from CCP intimidation. But that sanctuary is now shaken and threatened by the looming presence of the CCP mega embassy. The proposed CCP embassy will not be an ordinary development. These buildings will house CCP's propaganda and spying apparatus. The inviolability usually granted to diplomatic premises will make this site a new overseas fortress of the CCP. The symbolic meaning of the CCP embassy cannot be understated, my apologies. CCP is one of the biggest human rights abuses in the world. It's a regime that systematically suppresses dissidents globally, persecutes Uyghurs and Tibetans, dismantles the rule of law in Hong Kong, and threatens the democracy of Taiwan. CCP's deeds go against almost every core value of Britain: democracy, the rule of law, individual liberty, tolerance of people with different faiths and beliefs. The erection of a symbol of this authoritarian regime at a prime location in London is an insult to the United Kingdom. I call on the Metropolitan Police officers to act professionally. Don't ban the truth under pressure. It was super outrageous. I was just told that some residents were sent away by the police. This is outrageous. Don't ban the truth. A few weeks ago, we proved upon that the Royal Mint Court site is not a suitable site for the CCP mega embassy. Today, we prove it again. Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner, listen. Stop the CCP mega embassy. Economic expediency is short-sighted. and its effect is destined to be short-lived. Behind the CCP's diplomatic smirk lies a complex, insidious network of surveillance. Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner, if you dare to approve CCP's mega embassy, we will see you complicit in CCP's transnational repression. Kick them out! Before the mega embassy plan is scrapped, we will be back! Before the plan is scrapped, we will be back! Thank you very much for attending.
Thanks for coming back from Hong Kongers in Britain. And next one will be the Reading from Reading, Hong Kong. Hong Kong, you ready?
呢個係吳兆康啊，大家都知道嚇。大家好，當選咗。
多謝大家今日嚟到呢度。
民主黨嘅
我係香港前區議員，亦都係 Workingham 地區議會議員吳兆康。我係來自 Reading UK Stay with Hong Kong。多謝大家嚟，香港人。
廣東話聽下嚇。
香港人，香港人。除咗集會之外，我上個禮拜提咗動議，有機會下個禮拜4通過。就係 Workingham 將會成為英國第一個地區議會去通過動議，反對呢座超級大使館。希望通過呢個動議，多啲本地嘅人關注，多啲香港人，多啲本地媒體關注。仲有希望，既然 Workingham 得，點解大家住緊嘅 council 唔得啊？我係希望全國地區嘅 council 都會考慮呢個議案喺個地區度通過。Fight for freedom！ Fight for freedom！ 我上個月喺聽證會，大家集會非常之有用，因為當我面對嗰啲官僚嘅嘴臉，當我面對嗰啲所謂專家話呢度人少嗰啲專家，我攞嗰張航拍機嘅相喺佢哋兜口兜面問佢係咪人少啊？佢哋個個啞口無言，我哋喺道理上面直接 KO 佢哋，直接贏晒。多謝大家！經過上次集會，我哋上咗好多本地嘅新聞，令到好多無論世界各地，因為本地嘅人都睇到呢件事情。我哋見到個別嘅民調顯示，反對喺呢度起中國超級使館嘅本地人係比贊成嘅多4倍。我哋要更加多本地人關注。其實我哋香港人嘅價值觀同英國嘅人嘅價值觀、民主、人權、自由係好一致嘅。不過我哋受得共產黨多，英國人未太多受過，所以我哋好多時候佢哋唔知道嚴重性，所以我哋覺得我哋有責任、有能力、有權利、有義務去提醒我哋好朋友、好同事、好鄰居，共產黨係乜嘢嘢？共產黨係點樣邪惡？我係相信呢個英國一個自由民主嘅國家係唔應該同呢個邪惡嘅全世界最大嘅獨裁者去做所謂嘅親密夥伴。大家係咪啊？我吳兆康再次多謝大家嚟，因為大家嚟，我喺聽證會先有力量；大家嚟，我喺地區議會先有力量；大家嚟，我哋香港人喺英國先有力量。當中共破壞咗我哋香港嘅家園，我哋辛辛苦苦嚟到英國，但係中共而家想佢嘅手兜過成個地球，想喺英國搞壞英國嘅家園。我哋要同英國人一齊去堅持民主、人權、自由、公義嘅價值。We will never surrender. Let me say something in English. I'm Andy Siu Hong, the former councillor in Hong Kong and a current Workingham Borough Councillor. This week, I have proposed a motion, which I hope will pass on Tuesday. Make Workingham the first council in the country to pass a motion opposing the Chinese super embassy. We hope we can set an example, and that more council will follow. We hope to raise awareness of the issue in society, because I know that when the people become aware of the national security problem, aware of the overseas policing, and aware of what the Chinese dictator is planning, we will all stand together and say no to this plan. No! Thank you for everyone who come today, from London to Reading, from Wokingham to Manchester. No matter the color of your skin, no matter what language you speak, we must work together. Together we are strong. Together we will win. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it may be, we will never surrender. We will never surrender. Fight for freedom. Fight for freedom. Stand with Hong Kong. Stand with Hong Kong. Go for Hong Kong. Go for Hong Kong. 多謝大家。
Say no to China. Say no to China. And the next is the Assembly of Citizens.
Yeah, this is Clara John Galley, former Wan Chai District Councillor from the Assembly of Citizens Representative Hong Kong. 我哋而家喺塔橋，今日有一個好多嘅塔橋導賞團，剛剛有幾百個導賞團嘅朋友，亦都有本地其他嘅旅遊嘅人士，正就係喺塔橋嘅行人路，剛剛係塞爆咗嗰條行人路嘅。我哋呼籲大家可以繼續去塔橋導賞，我哋去影相，去導賞。Yes, at the Tower Bridge, I think we see a lot of tourists and a lot of the local tours formed by many different people from all over the UK today. They are at the Tower Bridge, and we encourage more people to join the tours, the local tour, to witness this beautiful heritage and this beautiful sunny day today, this afternoon. Yeah, Tower Bridge tour. Join us, please. Really quick message. Today we have all of us here, wonderful. And we know already from the previous speakers what we are aiming for. We want to say no to the Mecca embassy. We want people to say no to China because especially people oppressed by CCP from Hong Kong, Taiwan, all the Uyghurs and Tibetans. We know how CCP manipulate all the free societies mechanisms to actually take our freedom away eventually. That's just why we are here. And I think this tower, this Royal Mint site for the Mecca Embassy proposal also reveal this national security risk because we already know from the news all the cables underneath, and we know how the Hikvision security cameras all over the UK is actually stealing the big data from our every residents. Anyone literally walking on the UK soil. And this is exactly why 2 years ago Westminster actually changed all the security camera, changed it to replace the made in China security camera. And we don't want this to happen to be, the Mecca embassy so that they can install even more of the made in China CCTV here. But we want to also ask all of you, after today's assembly, of course, we will keep an eye and follow up on this issue at the Royal Mint site, but as well, when you go back to your regional council, your regional area, check out what kind of security cameras they're using at your cities, at your council. Ask your council to make a change, replace them. We don't want our big data in the UK to be stolen by the CCP. Say no to China! Say no to China! Stand with Hong Kong! Stand with Hong Kong! Fight for freedom! Fight for freedom! Thank you.
啱啱發現嗰個你就係張嘉莉，荃灣仔嘅區議員。
When speech to the floor. If you want to speak, then you just come to the front and we'll let you speak. And it's better to just speak like 1 to 2 minutes, okay?
Hi, thank you everyone. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Julie Kai. We Burmese group came here to oppose China mega embassy. We are here today to stop the proposed Chinese embassy mega development, not just for us, but for the future of freedom everywhere. This development represents more than just a building. It is a symbol of authoritarian power that threatens the right of people across the globe. It stands for control civilians and the oppression of those who dare to speak out. So, may I also share how CCP intervened in our country. Everyone might be knowing or might not know, in Burma, there is a military coup on 1st of February 2021. Since then, China's CCP is directly or indirectly to Myanmar military terrorists. Myanmar military is killing their own people. China is intervening.
就嗰啲嘉賓發言咧，就暫時就完啦。咁咧就而家我就行出去睇下呢個頭先講嘅導賞團同埋呢個倫敦塔嘅景色係點樣。係啦係啦。多人嘅色。你好你好你好。向後。我哋見到呢一度咧就警察嘅數目咧係都唔少嘅，咁大家睇下。呢啲咧就着晒呢個黃色反光嗰啲嘅咧就係。係啊，因為咧。唔知對面嘅睇下呢個阿 Sir 幾犀利。一路就係攔住，有個鐵欄攔住呢度，應該比上次咧嗰個集會咧係警察係多咗好多，戒備森嚴好多㗎。咁佢嘅背後咧就係倫敦嘅一個好重要嘅景點，就係呢個 London Bridge 嘅。我哋講呢個應該係 London Bridge，啱啱就遮住呢度。咁啊當然啦嗱，大家都知道，如果講呢度嘅環境，你睇下對面咧都係有好多警察喺度，好多警察。你講呢度嘅環境咧係一個非常之繁忙嘅一個街道嚟嘅，你睇下車係好多嘅，雖然條馬路係好闊啦但係車係好多嘅。咁而家我哋俾個 zoom in 睇清楚啦。有相當多嘅警察咧，就係攔住條路，係唔俾喺行人路上嗰啲人咧係行出去馬路㗎。咁咧就我頭先亦都show過張紙俾大家睇啦，就係話佢哋係警告只係可以喺佢劃定嘅範圍裏邊作為一個示威區、集會區嘅啫。如果行出去馬路咧，係會被捕嘅。咁啊。好啦，咁而家咧，而家有警察咧就向呢邊行。
VLT3 just confirm the 5 o'clock finish confirmed to go ahead. I think you can all start to leave at 5 o'clock.
好啦，咁呢度可能會睇得清楚啲啦，呢個 Tower Bridge。裏邊嘅集會咧就嘉賓嘅發言咧就已經完咗㗎啦，咁而家就俾翻一啲市民咧就上去發言。咁當然咧今個集會咧亦都有唔同嘅人嘅，唔係淨係講緊香港人啊，雖然係香港人主要佢哋參加啦，咁亦都咧係有一啲西藏人啊、新疆人啊、本地嘅居民啊、香港嘅人啊，咁樣咧都係反對呢個超級大使館嘅設立嘅。咁所以咧就係有唔同嘅人發言。咁亦都頭先有幾個即係着住黑衫，即係好似當年香港嘅一啲手足咁咧，就呼籲啲人咧就行出去馬路咁，但係似乎而家見到咁多警察喺度戒備森嚴咧，就響應嘅人咧就唔係好多嘅啫。
见到屁！见到屁！
我呢個哥哥搞咩咧？嗱，你睇下，佢就拎孭住支5星紅旗啦，就走去影人哋嘅面啦。OK， 啊，咁啊當然就好清楚嘅，上嚟挑機啦。哇！呢個咁似阿 Trump 嘅講啲嘢點解？打倒美國國際開發處小丑，打倒北約，打倒美帝國主義啊！除咗係打倒美帝國主義之外，咁啊呢度啲人都好克制嘅，就話喂由佢啦，佢中意點就點啦，都係一個人咁大把啫。都冇乜人睬佢啊！好啦，冇睬佢咁多啦，我哋影返出邊。
我哋揾埋呢牌，咁咪放唔到上。咁因為呢個蛋我仲識多人嘅，放啊！係啊！有啊，佢頭先係啊。有啲講下嘅啫。
咁我頭先講過啦，呢一度咧係一個非常之繁忙嘅倫敦市中心嘅一個馬路，埋邊咧就係嗰個超級大使館。咁你睇得到咧，就即係如果呢度真係變成一個超級大使館，如果有人嚟示威嘅話，個示威人數咧可能即係超過幾百人、1000人嘅話咧，一定係會逼出呢條馬路嗰度嘅。咁所以倫敦警察廳咧當時嘅報告咧就話佢哋唔贊成喺度起個超級大使館，就係話控制示威人群，唔好堵塞呢條馬路係極度困難嘅。因為呢度附近嘅馬路咧，亦都係呢一個即係一個醫院嘅呢個必要嘅通道嚟嘅。咁所以佢哋當時初頭嘅時候係反對嘅。
係喎，深夜喎。有簽名啦，攞。Freedom of speech, freedom of protest, and you're supposed to be changing. Because we don't want all of us wear the mask because we are afraid of Chinese capital. You can see all the CCTV over there. Save Britain, save UK.
呢度有啲示威者就同呢個警察喺度辯論啦。 佢話。話佢哋唔應該咧阻住咧啲人喺度示威㗎。咁我頭先講過就係倫敦警察廳咧，後來即係收到個報告咧，就轉軚就話咧再反對呢個超級大使館嘅計劃，因為佢哋認為咧係可以控制到示威人士，控制到呢條交通㗎。咁但係實際上咧，大家都知道佢哋係收到份報告咧，就聞説係嚟自咧係一個中國嘅機構委託一個私人公司去做嘅一個報告，就推翻晒佢以前嘅反對嘅意見啊咁樣。等佢集合。而家呢個超級大使館嘅會咧，其實已經係到升嚟離開，暫時見唔到有任何衝突。咁呢位警察咧就呢個聯絡主任嚟㗎，就叫啲人咧循小條路咧就係離開。我哋而家唔知道咧會唔會啲人好聽話走啦？發生啲咩情況？Great day, guys. It's all open at the bottom, left and right. 應該同阿學姐。我想同佢打下招呼就係支持你。多謝。我做緊 live。OK。好啦，咁而家咧，我哋跟住個大隊咧，都差唔多要離開呢度啦。咁我哋睇得到。You support the CCP, you like the CCP, you have your people. And yes, take him away, please. Take this guy away. Anyway, I just want to say, guys, if you're executed, let's go that way. That way. That way. From Hong Kong, we do not want this beggar embassy. We oppose this beggar embassy, and we will never allow it as long as we are here. So everybody, let's say, take down the mega embassy. Take down the mega embassy. Okay, guys. So I'm Lewis from Free China. Thanks a lot. And look, Krusty is getting escorted away. Good job. Look at him with his China flag wrapped around him. What a pathetic individual. Thank you so much, guys. Very quick, very quick. All together we will win. All together we will win. All together we will win. Let us consider for one moment again where we are. Not only the historic site of the Royal Mint Court, but the Tower of London across the road. That building is now a museum, a relic of authoritarianism where dissidents were imprisoned. A reminder of a past that we fought behind long ago. And now, with these proposals for an outpost of communist tyranny in the heart of London, the Labour Party are showing their authoritarians. Many of you here today are political refugees. You believed you would be safe in the United Kingdom because we are a country that supposedly believes in the rule of law and individual liberty. I ask you this, where was the rule of law when Chinese Communist Party consulate staff assaulted people on the streets of Manchester? Where was the rule of law when Xi Jinping made toilet paper out of one country, two systems? At the Libertarian Party of the United Kingdom, we are fundamentally opposed to any compromise with authoritarians. We are asking for your support in assisting us to stand up to the authoritarians of the Labour Party. 呢度咧見到好多咧就係 一啲標語啊都幾得意。No mega embassy, no CCP control， 好多小控衞嚟喺度㗎。亦都咧見到咧就係阿施紀賢啊，話攞住一袋錢啊，阿習近平就攞住把刀啊。Really want this happen？
好，各位，香港必须独立，才能重新获得自由。香港独立，香港自由。好，第二个问题，我呼吁英国政府接下来要跟台湾建立外交大使之间的国际交往，我们要让台湾重新回到联合国安理会，台湾中华民国政体应该重新。
好啦，而家嗰個集會咧就已經係完咗㗎啦，咁啲人咧陸續散去啦，咁今日喺度直播咧做到此為止，好多謝大家收睇，下次有機會再見，拜拜。